And we're back, and is my audio recording? Yes, it is. Nice. After club activities were over, I returned to the dorm. Come on, cheer up. Ever since it was decided that I'd be the pilot, Kotali's been feeling down. Just because you can't pilot it doesn't mean you can't fly. My glider is a double-seater. There are two types of glider cockpit, single-seater and double-seater. Obviously, the single-seater fits one person, while the double-seater fits two. Yes, thank you for explaining this to us, because clearly we don't know what those mean. Once I'm able to fly, you're the first person I'm taking with me. Good. Alright, let's get ready for dinner. Hello, we're back. I pushed the wheelchair through the doorway. Kanako, thanks so much for yesterday. As we entered the dining hall with the force of the giant of the Saint Bernard from the other day, an unknown girl came flying out to hug Kotali. Kotali's big sister burst into tears as she held her and rubbed her cheeks against hers. Realizing that she was suffocating her little sister, she let go of Kotali. Now, who's she? Kotali introduced us brusquely in a way that implied I don't like doing introductions. Yeah, hurry up with the introduction. Nice to meet you. I'm Aoi Minase, the current dorm manager. I bowed my head and Kotali's sister quickly stood up and straightened out her messed up clothes. She seems very proud to say that she's Kotali's older sister. She gave me a deep bow and passed me something in the wrapper of a famous Japanese sweet shop. Oh, thank you very much. I was surprised at first, but she seemed like a perfectly sensible person. She's gentle and seems like a little different from her little sister. Yep, go eat, piggy. Kotali rushes straight to the fridge. You can eat that after dinner. No. Well, Kotali had the fridge open and was rummaging around inside. Her sister went over to her. There are other boarders outside the dining hall. My glasses are fogging up. Hibari breathes a sigh of relief.
小鳥ちゃん突然学校辞めるなんて言い出すからあっちにいる間もう心配で心配で ごめんね、心配かけて。それはいいんだけど。
Yeah, she said just now that she was working away from Japan. Kanako said before that her sister hadn't been here for a while, but that was why. Where'd you go?
海外出張。お姉ちゃん、ドイツ語とスペイン語と英語とスウェーデン語がペラペラだから。
I don't really get it, but that's amazing.
私は嫌だって言ったのに、会社の命令で仕方なく。
She looks cross-eyed in this portrait.
外国語勉強してるのはただの趣味だもんね。小鳥ちゃんと会えなくなるくらいなら、いっそ会社辞めちゃおうかとも思ったんだけど。いや、だからそれはやりすぎだってお姉ちゃん。いいえ、そんなことありません。本当は明日帰国するはずだったんだけど、もう心配で心配でいても立ってもいられなくって、一日早く切り上げてきたのよ。
She said while clinging on to Kotoi.
ねえ、本当は何があったの？お姉ちゃんにみんな聞かせてちょうだい。もういいって、大したことじゃないの。2ヶ月遅れの5月病みたいなもんよ。
Hibari looked at me with tearful eyes. She was trying to say that if I knew anything, I should spill the beans. No, I think that everything's okay with Kotoi. Today she went to do club activities even though we had a day off from school.
部活？
We're in the soaring club, right, Kotoi?
ソアリング部？何かしらそれ。それは。
Have you heard of gliders? Well, it's like an airplane that is used to fly through the sky.
空を？違うの、ひばりね。私は飛ばないから。っていうか飛べないし。今日もお前じゃダメだって言われたばっかだし。
As Kotoi desperately tries to cover it up, she signals me with her glaring eyes. Ah, that's right. We don't just fly, we build gliders and stuff. I don't really know why, but I follow her lead.
そう。だから心配しないで。
Hibari looked like she accepted it for the time being and didn't pursue the issue any further. Kotoi seemed relieved. It seemed like there was some reason why she shouldn't be doing club activities. Well, I mean, probably because airplanes can be dangerous. Anyway, something smells good. Just now a smell that's stimulated my hunger started drifting through the air.
パエリアを作ってたんです。出張先で教えてもらったの。
I don't know what that is.
皆さんの分ありますから、どうぞ召し上がってくださいね。
Hibari's home cooking was superb. Paela's Spanish-style cooked rice with shrimp and shellfish. It was quite refined, so it went down really well with everyone in the dorm. Rice with shrimp and shellfish. That sounds pretty good. And also after the main course was dessert, sweet bean jelly from a famous Japanese sweet shop. It was perfect. Apparently Hibari had been visiting Flying Fish Manor since a while back and had been making food for Kotoi and the other boarders. Since Kotoi is disabled, Hibari had been given special permission to come help at any time by the owner and caretaker. Thanks to her, the level of satisfaction with tonight's dinner was exceptionally high.
食べた。
You seem very familiar with Hibari. At the dinner table, Hibari was very open with not only your sister, but with all the other boarders.
そうだね。小鳥ちゃんがだからお姉さんなりに気を使ってるんじゃないかな。
I guess that even when she says like that, she's not talking about her disability, she means her personality.
お土産絶対みんなの分買ってきてくれるしね。
She got such a cute little sister, she can't help but want to take care of her. While we speak, Hibari pushes Kotoi in her wheelchair out of the dining hall. Thank you for the meal, Hibari.
いいえ、後片付けもやっておきますから置いといてくださいね。
Even though she had just gotten back from an overseas business trip, she's full of energy. Despite her pretty and petite appearance. No, I can't do that.
そうそう、美味しいご飯食べたんだから働くべきね。
She says it like it was all her doing. Kotoi must be proud of her sister. Kotoi, give me a hand later, okay? You ate that delicious food too, didn't you? some reason, Kotohi's reaction seems a little cuter than usual and must be your sister's influence.
じゃあその前にお姉ちゃんと一緒にお風呂入っちゃいましょうね。それで今夜は一緒に寝るの？ベッドは別だからね。なんで？だって寝ぼけてだけ疲れると苦しいんだもん。それが楽しみで急いで帰ってきたのに。
Together with her sister, acting downhearted, Kotohi headed to the bathroom. As I watched them leave like that, I remember that Kotohi was desperately trying to cover up that she's in a soaring club just now. Must be because her family would worry if she were to do anything dangerous. It seemed very unnatural to me, and it preyed on my mind a little. Drink break, I guess.
「夏だからってお腹出して寝ちゃダメよ。ちゃんと歯を磨いて1日1回3回お姉ちゃんにメールして。分かったから。水瀬さん、
Yeah?
どうか小鳥ちゃんのことよろしくお願いします。
Oh, sure, leave it to me. I thought I sounded a little arrogant, but I answered as the dorm mother and as Kotohi's friend.
じゃあね、小鳥ちゃん、何かあったらすぐお姉ちゃんに知らせるのよ。
Worried about her sister until the end, he got in the car and left. Today is Monday, the start of the week, and it looks like she's going straight to work. She came here in her own car, and apparently her workplace and her house are about an hour away.
ひばり姉に2泊されると疲れるわ。
Yeah, she's a good sister, isn't she?
それは認めるけど、いい加減妹離れしてほしいもんだわ。
Would Kotohi be able to leave her sister alone? Okay then, shall we go to school now?
であるからして、つまりこの場合。
In the 6th class of the day, I felt restless. When this finishes, school is done for the day. In other words, it's time for club activities. Yesterday was Sunday, so clubs take the day off. I was told that my pilot training would start today, so I couldn't stop myself from feeling like I was itching to go.
ここ、期末の範囲内だからな。しっかりノートを取っとけよ。
The teacher's laid-back way of speaking actually... Oh, someone's playing a game. Way of speaking actually made me feel even more annoyed. While I stare at the clock on the wall at the back of the classroom, I wait for time to pass. Ooh, it rang. The bell rang.
じゃあ今日はここまで。今日のところ期末に出るからしっかり復習しとけよ。
Teacher repeats the contents of the lesson, and the class chairperson gives the order to stand, then bow. See ya, teach.
あ、廊下走るな。
As I go into the hallway, Kotohi, whose seat is near the doorway, is already waiting outside.
遅い。
I can't do much about that. My seat's next to the window.
さあ行くわよ。
Hold on, Agea's not here yet. I looked into the classroom where Agea was surrounded by several girls talking to them about something.
だからここは。
It looks like there was something in the lesson just now they didn't understand, and they were asking her about it. They make a big deal about grades at the school. Don't they do that at like every school? If you fail any subjects, it's possible that you have to repeat the year. Isn't that like every school? It's not like Agea's grades are anything special, but in certain subjects she's usually near the top of the rankings. And that's why just before the end of term exams, her friends go to her for help. Hey, Agea.
ああ、葵、ちょっと待ってて。もうすぐ終わるから。
Agea waves through a gap in the wall of girls surrounding her.
ねえ、葵くん。
And she said it would take just a little while longer.
じゃあ先行ってましょうよ。
What'd she ask us to wait for her?
どうせ向こうで一緒になるんだからいいじゃない。
Oh my goodness, the first choice in the whole game. Wait, oh that's right, that doesn't pause it. I have to go to config. Okay, well I'm gonna start up page 2 for the choices. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm just gonna go with her. Like, why would I wait? She's gonna go there anyway. What? I said go ahead with it. Let's wait a little longer. Anyway, I'll just hang on for now.
じゃあ、私は先に行くから。
Totally said it with a composed face and really did go on ahead. Am I just gonna follow her? No, I guess I did wait. Oh, there we go. It can't be helped, so I give Gea a quick shout before chasing after Kodai. We can wait a little while, can't we?
じゃあ、待てばいいじゃない。
Are you really that against going with Gea? Without realizing I sound anxious as I ask.
嫌じゃないわよ。でも、なんか緊張するんだもん。気まずいっていうか、あの空気に耐えられないの。
I always felt like Kodai had trouble knowing how to be around Gea. You're always acting so tough, but you're really a bundle of nerves.
人のこと分析するのはやめて。
Yeah. She always puts up a front and is wary of strangers. This also affected her. That when she came to the school, she never got used to being part of the class.
そんなにあの子と一緒に行きたいなら、そうすればいいじゃない。
I'll come with you.
私、一人でも行けるもん。エレベーターあるし。
Elevator. That's not what I'm saying. Stop crying.
泣いてなんて言いません。
Really? Oh, that's good.
葵くん、私のこと泣き虫だと思ってるでしょ。
No, I don't.
ムカつく。
I've annoyed her. Kodai stops moving her wheelchair. Is she tired? Want me to push you? Kodai shook her head.
私だって本当はあの子と仲良くしたいわよ。でもやり方がわからないんだもん。それに多分私もう嫌われてるだろうし。
Why do you think that?
だってひどいこと言ったし、それにいつも態度悪いし。
Well, I agree with the second part. If you realize that you have a bad attitude, why don't you do something about it? Well, I mean, maybe she just has a temper.
ねえ、どう思う？やっぱ嫌われてるかな？死んじゃえとか思われちゃってるかな？
No, she doesn't. I simply stated that for the time being.
なんでそう言えるわけ？
I've known her for a long time, so I know that much about her.
そうかしら。
She's so paranoid. Kodai puts her hand on her chin and starts thinking.
どうすれば仲良くできるんだろう。
Well, for example, before going to club activities, if she says wait for me, why not wait for her?
だってそれ私に言ったんじゃないもん。
Because I'm the one who called out to her? Shall we go back to the classroom?
いや、いい。今さら戻るの恥ずかしいもん。
She really did sound embarrassed as she spoke, then moved off in her wheelchair. Sure, I'm worried about the delicate situation between the two of them, but there's no need to rush things. Things like this take time. Friendship is something that grows slowly. If there's anything I can do to help, then I will. How are we going to do the flight training? Once all of us second years have gathered, I asked Amane that. Amane has been playing around with a bundle of tangled PC cables, so we can only see her from the other side of the desk.
飛ぶんだ。
Flying? I imagined it would be something like doing weight training to build physical strength. But I still can't fly, can I? There's no way we can fly using those broken wings.
そこの壁際の荷物をどかせてくれ。
As requested, I tidy away the boxes piled up against the wall of the garage.
うわー、なんだかよくわかんないものが山盛りだね。
Since before Amane and the others started coming here, this garage has had many mysterious boxes and antique parts left inside.
何これ？なんでこんなところに剣とか槍があるの？
It's glitching out again. A sword and a spear?
こっちにヌンチャクあるよ。
There's a broken toy gun, too. Of course, the sword and the spear are well-made replicas. As for the other things, if I had bought them, I would think, why the hell did I buy this? I would definitely regret buying them. There are also many things that look like souvenirs that were bought on school leaving trips. I could easily tell if the members of long ago made this garage their own.
できたわよ。よし。じゃあ電気を消してくれ。
Get out of here, okay? As the lights were turned off, the inside of the garage became pitch black. Amane was operating some kind of machine. Then on the wall where all the boxes were before, a PC screen appears.
プロジェクターだ。
Projector.
映画館みたい。
Now we're gonna watch an instructional video.
葵くん、こっちへ来てくれ。
Simulation. Sitting down in the chair that Amane had prepared, I was handed a computer game controller. What are we doing?
だから飛ぶんだよ。これはフライトシミュレータだ。
A flight simulator. I've heard of them, but I'm not exactly sure what they are.
ゲームみたいなものだ。フライトを疑似体験できる。
Well, you don't really use like a game controller for that. You have to like use a joystick and stuff.
実際に飛ばなくても操作方法やグライダーで飛ぶ感覚はある程度身につけられるはずだ。
Not with a video game controller.
よくわかんないけど、なんだかすごそうね。市販のやつですか？いや、自分で作った。これは風ヶ浦の地形と我々のグライダーに特化したシミュレータだからな。
At Amane's command, the screen changes. Kasugawa, a town that we were all familiar with, was shown as a landscape that was projected onto the wall. It's just shown in pretty CG, which is at least on the level of the cutscenes from RPGs on the latest consoles.
やっぱすごいよこの人。
Yeah, mumbles while looking at the screen being projected.
昨日のうちにデータは最新のものにしておいたから、よりリアルな感覚で飛べるはずだ。
Okay. Show that I'm impressed with Amane's amazing work and get myself fired
で
up.
は始めるぞ。
Glider modeled in CG appears on the screen.
操作を覚える前にグライダーの動きについて説明するぞ。
Please no.
グライダーの運動は縦軸、横軸、垂直軸、この3つの軸を回転する動きで説明できる。まずはローリング。
On the screen, the longitudinal axis that runs along the length of the fuselage and the movement based on rotation on the axis were displayed. This movement is called rolling. Yes, that's when the ailerons on the wings reverse in direction.
次にピッチング。
That's up and down. This time the lateral axis coming out sideways from the fuselage and the movements based on the rotation of the axis were shown. This movement raises and lowers the nose and is known as pitching.
そして最後はヨーイング。
Yoing. Going through the fuselage vertically was the vertical axis, and the movement based on rotation along the axis was displayed. This movement, yawing, moves the nose left and right.
この3つがグライダーの基本的な動きだ。わかるか？
Yes. Yes, I think so.
グライダーがどんなに複雑なマニューバーを描いているように見えても、実はこの3つの動作の組み合わせによるものなんだ。だからパイロットはこの3つの動きを操作するだけでいい。
I see, so the basics are quite simple then. Katarina and Gay are listening to the conversation and nodding along.
じゃあそれを踏まえた上で実際に操縦してみよう。
It's gonna crash instantly. Amane selects the mode on the PC and the screen changes again. The sky and the horizon are projected against the wall.
これはコックピットから見た映像ですか？
Cockpit.
ああ、そうだ。こんな風に見えるんだ。
The glider is already flying through the air, but because I'm used to video games, this feels incredibly slow. It doesn't really feel like it's moving forward at all. Well, it doesn't have a propeller.
離陸と着陸、特殊な状況を除いて君が操作するものは2つ。操縦桿とラダーペダルだ。
I've seen the cockpit many times, so I know about that. The yoke is the stick that comes out from between the pilot's legs. I've seen some scenes in movies where the pilots are flying fighter planes and the yoke is the thing that they are holding onto. It has a button on it, and if you push it, it launches missiles. Of course, this glider doesn't have anything like that. It's like the steering wheel of a car. And there are left and right rudder pedals, one of each, and are operated by pushing them with your feet.
それぞれコントローラーに対応している。左のアナログスティックが操縦桿、LR ボタンがラダーペダルだ。
But like that's... I don't know, like you need to have that practice with your legs. It's not like easy to just go into a plane and just instantly have the feel for how it feels with like pushing the rudder stuff down. I try the analog stick and the LR buttons on the gamepad. It's a little slow, but the field of vision in the center of the screen swings around. Oof.
無茶をするとストールして墜落するから気をつけろ。
Okay.
操縦桿だが、これはさっき説明した3つのうち2つ。ローリングとピッチングを操作できる。左右に倒せば、その方向に機体がロールする。
Please. I move the analog stick, in other words, the yoke slowly to the left. I've actually never heard someone call it the yoke. I have never heard that word before. Everyone calls it the control stick. It's a little slow, but the aircraft responds. The horizon in the middle of the screen leans to the right.
操縦桿を倒すと、どうして機体が傾くの？
Please.
いい質問だ。それは操縦桿でエルロンを操作しているからだ。エルロン？
Aileron. It's like Kohley has a big question mark on her face as she hears that unfamiliar word. Things on the
主
wings.
翼についている補助翼のことだ。主翼の外側の後ろについていて、操縦桿を左に倒せば左翼のエルロンが上がり、右翼のエルロンが下がる。
Exactly what I said earlier.
そうすると左翼の揚力は減少、逆に右翼の揚力は増大するから、機体は左にバンク、つまり傾いて旋回をする。
Leaning and turning, huh? It's the same as a bicycle. A bicycle has a handlebar, but you don't turn by moving it left and right, you turn by leaning against the bike.
操縦桿を使ったもう一つの操作、ピッチングについてだが、ピッチングとは要は機首を上げ下げする動きのことだ。
We know.
操縦桿を後ろに引けば頭が上がり、前に倒せば下がる。
I tried pushing the yoke forward. Ugh. The screen moves and the percentage of the screen filled with ground increases. The aircraft points downwards and I feel a much greater sense of speed.
機首を下に向けると機体は下降していくが、その分速度が増す。
That's called a dive. I imagine it sliding down in the air. This time I tried pulling the yoke back, then you climb up. I was no longer able to see the horizon. I felt like I was floating and I realized the speed was dropping.
これはどうやって操作しているの？またさっきのエルロン？
No, that's the elevator.
いや違う。以前紙飛行機で実験しただろ。機体の上下の動きを制御していたのは。
When Kotoe was playing around with the tails in the paper airplanes, she made one do a beautiful loop-the-loop.
あ、水平尾翼。
Omni nods her head as if to say well done.
ピッチング。つまり上下の動きは水平尾翼についたエレベーターという舵で操作する。
Of course, we've heard of an elevator before, but this is different to the type that goes up and down buildings.
通常機首を上げれば揚力は高まる。
In other words, the aircraft will rise.
だが上げすぎると逆に揚力を失うことになる。気流が翼面に沿って流れることができなくなり、剥離してしまうからだ。
That's called a stall.
この現象をストールという。揚力を失うとどうなるかは説明するまでもないな。
You can't fly if there's no lift, and it will inevitably fall.
そうなったらもう落ちるしかないんですか？
Just gotta point the nose down.
いや、立て直すことは可能だ。ストールはどんな時にも起こり得るから、ストールからの回復訓練をしっかり積んでおく必要がある。
Okay. When it's suggested that falling is a possibility, I find it hard to breathe. When you're flying through the air, even a tiny mistake can cost you your life. Yeah, I would assume even more so in a glider.
試しに一度落ちてみようか。
Huh? Hamane pulls back hard in the analog stick. Nose points further and further upwards and then...
臨界無改革を超えた。ストールしたぞ。
That was fast. The aircraft stopped moving as if it was floating, then the screen started spinning like crazy as it began hurtling towards the ground. She has this high-tech flight simulator, then she uses like 8-bit sound effects for the game over.
ゲームオーバーって。
God. Stupid glitches.
とまあこんな感じだ。訓練ではわざとストールやスピンを起こしてそこから回復する練習をするんだ。実際に空でやると怖いぞ。死ぬかと思うぞ。
Yeah, if you're scared of heights, maybe that really is true. Because of how well the simulation is made, I got a powerful enough impression from just the graphics. It did that whole screen thing and she's still there. Hamane selects the mode and once again we start flying.
で、次はラダーペダル。
In the simulator, this is controlled with the L and R
こ
buttons.
れはラダーを操作するわけだが、ラダーとは日本語で方向だという垂直尾翼についている。右を踏めば機種が右を向き、左を踏めば機種が左を向く。ヨーイングの動きを制御するんだ。
If you press the right pedal, it moves right. You don't say.
横を向くの？
Get out of here,
で
out.
も曲がるときは
Okay.
主翼についてるエレロンを使うんでしょ？エレロンだけで旋回した場合、グライダーは正面を向いたままバンクした内側に滑っていくように移動することになる。
You need to roll to the side and then pull up. That will turn you.
どういうこと？前を向いたまま斜めに進むってことじゃない？
How many
そ
not
こで
mods?
同時にラダーを操作してやり、旋回したい方向へ頭を向けてやるんだ。
Like the handlebar in a bicycle. While leaning the bike, you turn the handlebars in that direction. If you don't, you won't be able to turn well. Using bicycles as an example, leaning the bike left or right is like the ailerons, and the handlebar bars are like the rudder.
なるほど。旋回したいときはエレロンとラダー両方が必要と。
You use the rudder a bit, but I figured the not the ailerons, the elevators what made you turn the most.
そうだ。けどそれだけじゃまだ不十分だ。
Yep.
旋回中、機体を傾けると揚力が減るので機体が大きく降下してしまう。なるべく高度を保ったまま旋回するには操縦桿を横に倒しながら少しだけ後ろに引いてやる必要があるんだ。
When you turn, you must use all of the axes at the same time. Using what and when looks like it's quite intuitive.
以上。飛んでいる時に必要な操作はこれだけだ。
After ending her explanation, Amane turned on the lights.
結構簡単なのね。そうだね。
When I heard unfamiliar words like aileron and rudder, it sounded complicated, but once I tried it, it was quite easy. Moving the yoke backwards, forwards, left and right, and pressing the left and right pedals, that's all there is to it.
アクロバットでもしない限り難しい操作はほとんどない。グライダー乗りに必要なのは風を見つける能力なんだ。
Find the wind.
どこにどんな風が吹いているか、サーマルはどこにあるのか、そうして見つけた風に上手に乗ることができるかどうか。
So you mean you need knowledge, experience, and intuition?
そんなところだな。ケーキ類の見方はおいおい覚えてもらうとして、まずは慣れることだな。あとはこっちのパソコンの画面で練習してみてくれ。
Okay, got it. Sat down in front of the PC and started practicing immediately. Club activities have finished and we're on the way home.
あーずい。
Akea is fanning the chest of her sweat-drenched uniform. She sees me looking.
お？なになに？何見てんの？
She She senses me looking at her chest and asks cheerfully, "You know, you should try to be a little more ladylike."
しょうがないじゃん。胸が一番汗かくんだもん。これって女らしいってことじゃない？
I wouldn't say that. She asks as she carries on fanning herself. Get a slight feeling that she's trying to show me.
ガレージのエアコン弱くない？お尻が漏れちゃうんだけど。
Says coldly as she wiggles her backside around. When it comes to these two, spacious and there's no effective heat insulation from the ceiling. It's like a prefabricated building. There's no attic, and the heat from the sun transfers directly to the inside. Even if we turn on the air conditioning, it only has half the effect. That sounds dreadful.
ロボット部よりかはマシよ。あっちは人数多いからムシムシするのよね。汗で。
Listening to Ageha's story, Kotori makes a face that says "you."
さてと、私こっちだから。
Get to the usual fork in the road where Ageha leaves us to go in the other direction.
じゃあね。
Hey Ageha, do you want to get some ice cream from the convenience store?
いいけど、なんで急に？
You two were saying how hot it is, and I suddenly felt like eating one. You want to eat one too, Kotori? Of course she does.
いいけど。
Kotori seems to be thinking about Ageha being there when she answers. Okay, let's go. I start walking on ahead. In the convenience store parking lot, I bite into the ice cream that I had bought. Hanging out in front of the convenience store is one of the privileges of being a high school student. Ageha got watermelon flavor. Kotori got chocolate chip, and I chose vanilla Monaca? What the heck is vanilla Monaca?
ハバネさんはカップ派か。棒のアイスは途中で溶けてきて手がベタベタするから好きじゃないの。
Point taken. Seems like everyone has their own preference when it comes to ice cream.
ねえ葵、シミュレーターどうだった？
Simulator. Oh, that's me. I still don't really understand that it was pretty tricky.
どこがどう難しいの？
It just feels kind of inconvenient, you know, when I think about doing something, I'm not able to do it quickly. The feeling I get when I move it in this speed, it's quite easy to steer through.
エルロンもラダーもエレベーターも風を受けなきゃ効果ないもんね。
That's right. Using the power of the wind to control the position of the aircraft. Of course, if the wind was strong, small movements of the controls have a big effect and vice versa. However, the glider doesn't have an engine. It can't easily speed up or slow down. If you do one thing, it affects everything else, and that's what makes it difficult. You can't just think about the current situation, you have to act according to what will happen next. It means I experiences needed to ride this thing.
乗ってて気持ちよかった？
Well, to be honest, the simulator didn't feel that good at all. You were watching the screen, right?
なんていうか、すごいもどかしい感じだった。
Yeah, just imagine when you're in the real thing, and the control stick's going to be a lot stiffer than the joystick on a controller.
3D のシューティングゲームに比べると圧倒的に爽快感がなかったわね。
Yeah, that's true.
実際に飛ぶのとはやっぱり違うのかな？
I think so. I can imagine that somehow. How would it feel to fly through the sky in that thing, I wonder? It still feels a bit unclear.
いいな。私も飛んでみたい。
Well, you can get in the
シミュレ
backseat.
ータならやってみればいいんじゃない？
You can control everything with your hands.
いい。今は葵くんがやるべき時だから。
I'll be patient for now, that's what it seemed she was saying. Without thinking again, I look at each other.
じゃあ早いとこ翼を作って実際に飛べるようにしないとね。
Yep. If I can quickly become able to fly by myself, I can take Kotori with me. Might be getting ahead of myself, but it's good to have a target.
チェ外れか。残念。
Okay, I finished her eating her ice cream and threw the stick into the trash can. The stick? Eh? Wait, oh, that's not ice cream. Is that ice cream? Do they count that as ice cream? I thought that was just like a popsicle with ice cream in it. I finished eating too, so I throw my Monica wrapper in the trash can. What in the world were you eating? Kotoyu, still eating it, hurriedly ate the last of her chocolate chip ice cream. It wasn't as bad as Amane, oops, but the way she ate kind of ruined her pretty girl image. Then she rushed over in her wheelchair and came to throw the cup into the trash can. Does she think that if she doesn't do it quickly, we'll leave her behind? While we were away from Kotoyu, Agea had come up beside me. What do you mean?
とぼけちゃって。私とハバネさんのために誘ってくれたんでしょ?
I don't know, did I? Looking at me as I quietly played dumb, Agea smiled cheerfully. That Kotoyu right here, thank you.
お待たせ。
You didn't need to rush like that.
それじゃあ帰りますか。また明日ね。
Yeah, see ya.
さようなら。
I see Agea off as she waves goodbye, then I push Kotoyu's wheelchair along the road back to the dormitory. And we get another... Yep, we get another one of these. 40 minutes, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. 40 minutes, I ain't cutting it anymore. After school, we went to the garage and saw large amounts of cardboard boxes and tin cans piled up.
やあ、君たち。
What is all this?
ああ、ついに届いたのね。
Before Amane answers, Agea comes in after us and her eyes sparkle as she looks on.
主翼を製作するための資材だ。外にまだあるから運ぶのを手伝ってくれないか?
And with a great deal of effort, we carry the materials. Agea gives us to check them off the purchase order.
オッケー、全部来てます。よし。これでようやく翼が作れる。
Agea is extremely enthusiastic.
この大きなのは何？でっかい割にやたら軽いけど。発泡スチロールだ。型を作るのに使う。型翼の長さは約8メートル。その型を取るんだからかなりの量必要になるのよ。
That must be why there was such large amounts of the other materials too.
それが完成すれば飛べるようになるのよね。じゃあ早く作りましょう。
Well, you can't just haphazardly throw it together. Kotoyu is also keen to start, but it's not like she knows how to make them. How do we make them? Is it something that we can do here?
FRP で作るから多分特殊な機材はほとんどいらないと思う。広さ的にも問題ないんじゃないかな。ですよね、天音先輩。うん、前もここで作ったしな。
But what is that FRP stuff? I'm not familiar with that term.
強化プラスチックのことだ。主翼を作るための素材になる。
Strengthened plastic. Even as I say it, it doesn't make sense. The broken wings are propped against the wall. They're smooth and hard to the touch. I thought it would be made from aluminum or something.
プラスチックなんかで割れちゃったりしないの?
Well, that's why it's reinforced. Asks Kotoyu as she looks at the broken pieces.
それは大丈夫。ちゃんと作ればね。おかしいな。ちゃんと作ったのにな。
Amane goes deep into thought as she too looks at the broken pieces next to Kotoyu.
FRP ってすっごい頑丈なの。プラスチックにガラス繊維を混ぜて強度を上げたものなんだけど、考え方は鉄筋コンクリートと同じかな。
Reinforced concrete?
ほら、あれってコンクリートの中に鉄筋を通すじゃない？コンクリートは硬いけど引っ張られたり曲げられたりする力に弱いの。鉄筋を通すことでその弱点を補ってるわけ。 FRP も同じで、硬いけど弾性率が低いプラスチックにガラス繊維を混ぜることで強化するの。
No, I'm not joining a Skype call. I gotta play my anime games. But I did say no, did I? Hold on. Okay, there. Yeah, I accidentally just closed it instead of saying no. Well, it's a good thing you're here to explain all this, because I actually don't know anything about plastic. I see. I'll just go along with it for now. I'm not sure if I understand or not. As for the finer details, we'll probably learn those in class sooner or later. That's the kind of school it is.
どうして徹夜アルミじゃなくその FRP っていうのを使うの？
Probably because it's a lot lighter.
いくつか利点があるんだけど、多分グライダー製作には最も適した素材なんじゃないかな。そうだな。現在グライダーの素材としては FRP がメジャーだ。強度はもちろんのこと、プラスチックなので金属で作るよりも軽量化できる。加工が簡単でコストも安め。後から補修もできるし腐食もしない。
Hamane agrees with each point with a nod.
ちなみに FRP は意外と身近なものにも使われてるのよ。
What would those be?
車のバンパーや漁船の船体などがそうだな。公園のスワンボートとか、あとあれケンタの店先に立ってるカーネルおじさん。
Car bumpers? Those things are like so flimsy. Like I feel like they're gonna break by just like touching them. She mentions the Colonel. Kotoi and I not in agreement. I've touched the Colonel statue many times and also had silly photos taken next to it with my friends from the cycle racing club. So that's FRP, huh?
カーネルおじさんと同じ素材でグライダーもできてるのか。
Kotoi murmured, but I wasn't sure if she was happy because she felt the glider was somehow more familiar than she realized or because her dream was shattered just a little. How exactly do we make them?
そうね、簡単に説明すると、まず型を作るでしょ、翼の。それに FRP の素材を塗っていくんだけど、まずはこっちの。
Okay, opens one of the boxes that had just arrived and pulls out some sort of cloth.
このガラスマットを敷くのね。これがさっき言ったガラス繊維。その上から樹脂を塗り、またガラスマットを敷いて、また塗ってって繰り返すの。あとはそれが固まるのを待って取り外して。
Well, it's a good thing we got a plastic expert. And it's complete.
まだよ。表面をピカピカに磨いて塗装すれば完成。簡単そうね。今説明したのはあくまでかいつまんでだからね。実際はもっと手順が多い。
I feel like I'm playing an educational game, but it's okay because there's cute anime girls, so can't complain.
これだけ大きなものを作るとなると、普通のやり方じゃ通用しない場面も出てくる。まあ一個ずつ進めていきましょう。先輩、設計図見せてもらっていいですか？
As Ikea takes a look at the plan, she and Amane start discussing something.
なるほど。ここは分割して後から接合するしかなさそうですね。しかしそうすると重量の問題が出てくる。あまり重くすると。
Conversation moves on to things that we don't understand.
先輩、主翼作りなんですけど、私に任せてもらえませんか？構わないぞ。私がやるよりいいだろう。ありがとうございます、ハバネさん。
Kotoi is surprised to hear her name called out all of a sudden. I think it's about time for them to start being more friendly towards each other, but...
何かしら。ハバネさんも手伝ってね。もちろん、そのつもりよ。
I'll help too.
葵はいいや。手が足りない時だけでシミュレーターの方を優先して。
Kotoi gives me an uneasy glance. I'll leave it to you two then.
おお、任された。
With that, Ikea became the one in charge of making the main wings and then got to work on making them.
じゃあ教えた通りやってみよっか。まず発泡スチロールで型を作るけど、ポリエステル樹脂が発泡スチロールを溶かすから先に上からコーティング。
Until just now, Kotoi had been taking his impromptu FRP course. She had been seriously taking notes and reads them back as they proceed with the work. By the way, for now it's just practice, so they are trying to make something not related to the main wings.
先にガラスマットを敷いて、その上からポリエステル樹脂をローラーでコロコロと。ああ、ダメダメ。もっとしっかり塗り込まないと。いや、やってるわよ。隅っこの方はハケを使って。樹脂をつけすぎないで。分かってるわよ。うるさいな。気泡が残ってると空洞ができて、そこだけ強度が弱くなっちゃう。そしたらまた折れちゃうんだから。
Someone who stood beside me, teaching me about piloting, she seems to have a hurt expression on her face. Are you okay, Amane?
いいけど。
Hungry? She answered, still with that hurt look about her. Seems like Amane has a complex about her lack of dexterity. No, she's not hungry. Amane and I were doing pilot training using the simulator.
旋回中、ラダーの操舵量が少なかったり、タイミングが遅いと打ち滑りを起こす。逆にラダーを使いすぎたり、タイミングが速いと外滑りする。
Slipping in or out are the terms used to refer to diagonal movements of a glider. This is caused when you're trying to turn, but the nose is not pointing in the right direction.
内滑りも外滑りも相対風に対してグライダーの向きがずれるから揚力に低下が発生してしまう。
It means that if the glider is moving through the air at decent speed, even if there's no wind at all, it is still the same as if it were taking wind from the direction in which it is moving. That is what is known as relative wind. So if the glider is moving diagonally, the wind hits it diagonally too. This means if the glider takes the wind from the front, the functions of the aircraft are maximized. When Amane says that there will be a reduction in lift, it's because it cannot take the wind directly from the front.
旋回中はそうでなくても揚力が低下するから、内滑りや外滑りをするとかなりの高度をロスすることに。失礼します。
Akali Kumoi, the vice president of the student council, entered the garage.
やあ、副会長。こんにちは、望月先輩。それから。
Hi. Our eyes meet and I lower my head in a bow.
こんにちは、水瀬君。
Akali looks around the garage and nods with approval.
ちゃんと活動なさっているようですね。ああ、まるで部活のようだの。
She says with pride because these are club activities after all.
ところで、何か用かい？少し様子を見に来たんです。あの時は状況が状況だったので。
As you can see, we are doing very well.
ええ、見ればわかるわ。
For some reason, I feel that she has a bit of sharp tongue when talking to me. Seems like Vice President Akali Kumoi is looking at me like she's assessing me.
確かにお人よしそうな顔してるわね。確認ではなさそうだけど。気が
Okay.
ならないわ。
What is that?
いえ、何でも。
Does she have a problem with me? Apparently she does. Akali heads over to the other two working at the back of the garage.
少し見せてもらってもいいかしら。あかりさん、どうぞどうぞ。こんなもんでどうかしら。うん、いいんじゃないかな。これは FRP ね。何を作っているの？お皿よ。お皿？練習してるんです。グライダーの翼を作るんですけど、いきなり本番じゃ失敗した時困るんで。あとはこれが固まるのを待つのよね。そしたら磨いて色を塗って。
Akali mumbled to herself as she checked her notes.
ハバネさん、使い終わったローラーやハケはすぐ洗い流した方がいいわ。樹脂が固まってしまうと使えなくなってしまうから。そうだった。
Akali hurriedly goes to wash them. That was a close one. She almost ruined some of the equipment we had just bought.
それから硬化剤を混ぜた樹脂は温度が高いほど固まりやすいから容器はなるべく日陰か涼しい場所に置くといいわ。
Kotari wiped her wet hands from her skirt and made a note of Akali's advice.
主翼作りは長丁場になるからそういうことも考えておかないといけないんだね。
Akali looks like she's thinking seriously. After confirming that the other two were doing proper club activities or relieved, she came back over to us. And the music stopped.
うまくいっているようですね。
Oh, I thought she was going to say something bad because the music stopped. It was just changing.
ああ
Amane answered proudly. She looked happy to be praised like
と
that.
ころで実はもう一つ要件があるんです。副部長を決めていただけないでしょうか。
Second in charge. The other two working at the back of the garage stopped and turned their attention this way.
ええ、望月先輩はとても有能な方ですがお一人では手が回らない場合もあるでしょう。そんな時どなたかいていただいた方がこちらとしても助かります。非常に。
Apart from Amane, everyone made a face that seemed to say, "Oh, I see." It's probably not just Akali, but all the other student council members in the past would also have had trouble with Amane. She's very unique, so sometimes she expresses ideas that differ from the general social norms. There was the issue with the club losing its status the other day, and the fact that she keeps repeating the year is a prime example of her uniqueness. She's trying to say that she would like someone to act as a middleman to keep things running smoothly like a manager. But what you really mean is that you need someone to act as a mediator, right? From the few days I have spent with Amane, it seems that she isn't suited to being any sort of mediator. She decides the club's principle and therefore the reason for it to exist, whereas the second in charge is needed to bring everyone together to carry that out.
分かった。決めておくよ。助かります。
Kai seemed relieved as she nodded and then glanced at me.
やはりこの水瀬葵が選ばれてしまうのかしら。かな子さんの話では人望はあるようだし行動力にも富んでいる。ルックスも悪くはって何を考えているの私は。
What were you talking about there?
え
You were saying something about me and looked like you were glancing over at me.
見てないわ。自意識過剰よ水瀬君。私はソアリング部の活動状況を見ていただけです。
Oh, I see. Sorry. So actually, she wasn't just glancing at me, she was staring.
では私はこれで。
Now that she had finished what she had come to do, Akali left in a hurry. On the way out, she tripped over a cardboard box.
何よこの段ボール。
Once more, she went to leave.
何あれ。さあ葵に気があるんじゃない。えっ。お
Why are you saying that all of a
だ
sudden?
から副会長は葵くんのことをずっと見てたのか。やっぱり見てたんだ。これはあるね。
No, there isn't, really. Come on, let's all get back to work. Try to get them to drop it, then again, and Koto, you return to their work?
あいつちょっと赤くなってない？だね。あかりさん綺麗だもん。
Yeah, she's pretty nice looking. I can hear you. Hamane, what are you gonna do about that thing the vice president was talking about just now?
どうしようかな。誰かやりたい人はいるかい？
Hour-long video, here we come. The two other girls look at each other for some reason, then look at me.
うん。
Me?
なんとなく。なんとなく。
You can't decide something like that by saying, that's what it looks like. Let's think about this, Hamane.
うん。わかった。
She said as I try to reach a resolution to the problem that I had brought up. What I mean is that everyone should keep mumbling to themselves to a minimum and concentrate on the task at hand.
もう区部長ずらしてる。あれは意外にやる気満々だね。葵くんでいいと思うんだけどな。
Everyone was muttering to themselves as they got back to work. Yes, it is. It's about time to end this video too. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Boy, we had one choice, and I'm gonna go see if the other one actually changed something. If it did, I'll post it in the description. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Oh no, there's no CG. I have to go take a screenshot of some random event. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and goodbye. For the third time.